In the year 2497, the United Terran Federation was crumbling. A once vast interstellar alliance of human colonies was now under siege by an enemy older than history, the Cathar Dominion. Cold-blooded, hive-minded, and relentless, the Cathar swept through sectors like wildfire through dry grass. Entire systems vanished overnight. Sector 7, a once thriving mining colony in the Outer Rim, was next. And humanity would not give it up without a fight. Chapter 1. The Call to Arms. Captain Elara Voss stood atop the fortified ridge overlooking the blackened plains of Talvarin, her armor scorched from recent skirmishes. Behind her, the last remnants of the 93rd Earthborn Battalion prepared for war. Only 312 soldiers remained from an original 2,000. Engineers welded turrets into position. Medics pumped adrenaline into exhausted veins. And on the horizon, the sky cracked with thunder. But it wasn't weather. It was the arrival of the Cathar swarm. 2 hours, said Sergeant Malik Chun, approaching. Their jump signatures just breached the outer moons. No reinforcements. No backup. It's just us. Elara stared silently at the war map flickering on her gauntlet. She already knew the odds. They're not getting the sector, she said, her voice iron. Not while we're still breathing. Chapter 2. The Enemy Below. The Cathar didn't negotiate. They didn't broadcast demands. They emerged from orbit in swarms, millions of biomechanical creatures tearing through hull and bone alike. Scouts were the first to descend, six-limbed, winged things the size of transport trucks. Elara had trained her people well. Artillery slammed the first wave before it touched ground. Automated cannons lit the sky red. Mines burst beneath Cathar claws. Still, they came. Like a sea of nightmares, they crawled, flew, and burrowed toward the heart of Sector 7. In the command center, Lieutenant Sarah Miko tracked the swarm's behavior. They're adapting to our defenses. They're clustering near the west barricade, trying to punch through. Let them, Elara said. Bring the hammer down. From beneath the ridge, humanity's last ace rose. Titan-class mech Ares X-1, 40 tons of nuclear fury, manned by Corporal Elias Rourke, a half-mad engineer turned war hero. I live to crush bugs, he said over comms, firing railguns and incinerating dozens of Cathar in a single blast. The west barricade held, barely. Chapter 3. Blood and Steel. By midnight, the lines had collapsed. The Cathar breached the third layer of defense. Half the battalion was dead. But humanity was never meant to survive. They were meant to fight. Elara, wounded, her helmet cracked, personally led the charge into the Cathar tunnel hive, determined to take out their synapse node, a glowing, pulsating brain-like core that coordinated their swarm. Inside the tunnels it was hell. Acid dripped from walls. Soldiers fought hand to claw. Flamethrowers roared. Explosives lit the dark. Elara reached the node. Dozens of Cathar surrounded it, snarling. She was alone. I am human, she whispered, priming her last fusion grenade. And we never go quietly. Chapter 4. The Final Hour. A blinding white explosion lit the underworld. The synapse node shattered. Above ground, the Cathar screamed in agony. Disoriented, they turned on each other, retreating in confusion. Rourke, inside the Ares X-1, crushed the final wave with a burning plasma blade. Silence fell over the ruins of Sector 7. But at what cost? Of the original defenders, only 47 remained. Elara Voss was among them, barely alive, pulled from the collapsed hive by Miko and Chin. She opened her eyes as the first Terran reinforcements finally arrived from the distant stars. You're late, she croaked, bloodied lips curving into a smile. Epilogue. A legacy forged in fire. Sector 7 was never taken. It became a symbol of defiance, of sacrifice, of humanity's unbreakable will. Statues were erected. Songs were sung. The Cathar would remember the sting of this defeat for centuries. And across the stars, the name Elara Voss would echo, the woman who stood when all others fell. The last stand of Sector 7 was not the end. It was the beginning of humanity's rise.
The end.